All right, what is up, THL? Welcome back to yet another week of the Saloon. We've been just full of so many technical difficulties so far, but you know what? We're here now. Introducing first, as always, Sage. How's it going, man?
Yeah, man, we are still here. I honestly, like, you guys should have seen us. We were scrambling so hard trying to get everything figured out, and somehow we're live, almost on time. Thank you for joining us. Sorry for being a little bit late. We're doing the best we can, man, and I think we're gonna have a good show tonight. I'm looking forward to it. I hope everybody had a good weekend, and on to the next guy.
All right. Also, as usual, we got RonMexico. How's it going?
I'm a little upset at Slobs. Obviously, the technical difficulties and my attempted first time opping were not a coincidence that these two things came together on the same week. But I'm excited to learn some more of this for the next week. Excited for a fantastic show with one of our favorite guests, Diamond himself, and it's going to be another good week.
Yeah, we have the one, the only, the Diamond. How's it going, man?
Yeah, I want to go ahead and just thank everybody for their questions right now for Diamond, because we have so many.
Jesus. You guys made up for me not asking questions for myself, even though I did that. You guys went above and beyond. Imagine if we did this every week for everyone, so I didn't have to think of questions on the spot before I go to bed when Ted asked me.
See, Diamond, but like, even if they did, I'd still come to you because your questions are the best.
Ted, you're so nice. I could almost say that word that you don't know, but
I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
The F word.
All right. But yeah, anyways, just to go over what happened is yesterday my laptop died, so I talked to Ron through opping in case I couldn't get it repaired. I got it repaired today. Ron went to op and his slobs was just completely messed up. So I had to step in.
Good times.
So
yeah, just go ahead and delete all the stuff that I did the previous day. Thanks, Slobs.
Delete everything you did on your end, but show it on my end.
Yeah, my homies.
Beautiful slobs. But yeah. So just a few warnings. There are going to be a few things messed up. I know I usually have the sidebars where all the matches are listed out. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do this tonight, but we're rolling.
We're rolling with it.
All right, but anyway, Sage, player of the week.
On to the first segment.
Let's go.
Player of the week. Yeah. Congratulations, Dardar Binks from the Challenge Stoners on making player of the week. They had this to say about him. Said, after an exhausting Masters Tour Montreal, where Dardar Binks narrowly missed out on top 8, despite going 7-2 in his first Masters Tour, Dardar somehow found the focus to follow it up with a THL win over Bill Snyder. A win that proved to be the decisive victory to complete the Stoners' comeback win over preseason favorites Wild Aces, after they had tactically lost the first 2 matches of the series to make their opponents overconfident. Thank you, always just in time, for that little snippet. And we reached out to Dardar, aka Darian, for some comments, and he said,
Darian,
all right.
Darian, say Darian. He gets mad if you say Darian. Say Darian.
Darian, all right, Darian. My bad. I know a guy named Darian, so that's just what I read it as in my head. I'm sorry. All right, so he had some quick comments. He said, purple is free. Challenge Stoners are the best team in Hero Series. And please ban my Demon Hunter so I can prove I'm not a one-trick poop.
Yeah,
I know. I think he just said poop. Enzi told him to say poop, apparently.
That sounds like Enzi.
Yeah.
Thank you, Enzi.
Yeah, and also I just want to say, Darian, I see you're in chat, so what's up, man?
Oh my god, no!
Well, come on, you can't tell him to say it one way.
Diamond, come on.
It's easy setup.
I thought you knew me better than that.
All right. Don't tell us not to say something, because then we'll...
Yeah.
I should have. That's his name. Keep calling him that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you should have. Like, you should have told me he hated to be called Darian. You should have tried to reverse psychology me.
I could never.
Just letting you know it would have worked. But anyways, moving on, we do have the meta report next. So, here we can see most common lineup, the Demon Hunter, Hunter Paladin Warrior. did end up going 3-3.
That's a exact coin flip. So, yeah. To anybody that wants to flip a coin and win or lose next week, just hit up Demon Hunter Paladin Warrior.
Yeah,
Nice.
it was that as well as it.
First flip a coin and call it, and if you get it right, then bring this lineup.
Yeah, true. Yeah, kind of a we see only 2 top 6 lineups that were under 50%, which it's usually more than that. So hey, maybe THL's getting smarter.
Maybe.
Interesting to see Warlock actually went. They only played 3 games, but 2-1, 66%. Warlock on the rise. Maybe.
I'm more surprised about what's above Warlock.
Yeah, Shaman actually being brought 2 games, 1-1.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marco.
I was gonna say it's not even the bring, it's the win, which improved Shaman to 2-6 on the season for a whole 25%. Way to go, Shaman.
Way to go, Marco. Don't.
Just find and replace all instances of the word shaman with Mako, and we're good.
Well, no. I mean, Shaman has lost 6 times in 4 weeks, so someone other than Mako had to have brought it at some point.
Ooh, contender.
He's spreading his ideas.
But the other really interesting thing, I think, when we look at the overall for the meta, is just how incredibly strong Paladin has been for last hero standing in this meta so far. It is now the 2nd most banned behind Warrior. Even though Warrior is still sporting a slightly sub 50% win rate, Paladin has a slightly above 60% win rate in all of its games, and just proving to be a real force in this meta.
Paladin actually took over the top ban spot as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually for last week.
It really surprises me because when I was going into the season, I knew pure Paladin stuff was a thing, but I wouldn't think it would become, I guess, a staple LHS deck because it's slowly been rising, especially last week. A lot of people have been bringing it.
Well, I don't know if it's even necessarily pure. Pen has been getting a lot of.
Yeah.
It seems like Pure and Pen each have their lineups which they're good into, so that just makes Paladin an overall good class.
I know. But if you run Pen, you do get to say "Hey, loser" to your opponent over and over and over, which has its merits,
Very true. All right, but other than that, I mean, meta seems to have stabilized pretty much. There's a few things Warlock was played 3 times instead of 0, but really Paladin is the top ban, but Warrior still had 15. There's not really a whole lot to cover here.
Yeah, probably starting to finally stabilize a little bit for the meta here, and we'll see how things shake out in the weeks to come.
Yeah.
Is that Paladin with a 60.5% win rate on the season so far?
Yes.
It's almost like I just said that, Sage.
Now you gotta move on. No.
All right.
Anyways, let's move on.
Anyways, going over Teal from last week. First up, we have transfer students versus the cult.
Hey Ted, you should go through this one.
What do you mean versus the cult? It's Tampams.
Wait, what?
What? Did I grab the wrong week?
No.
It's just out of order on Sage's. Don't worry about it, Sage. Just try to keep up with us. Transfer students versus the cult. Ted, you want to run us through this one?
Do I have to?
Really describe it because Sage can't see it right now.
Describe it in excruciating detail.
I'll go to the week. I'll go to the website.
Oh, what? Oh, wait, no, hold on. This isn't correct.
Wait, what? Is this not correct?
Bear with us a moment.
Hold on a second.
Quick, technical difficulties. Do.
Yeah, actually, previous week was transfer students Tampams.
Yeah.
Wait, so Sage was right? Dun dun dun.
All right.
Did Slobs load in the previous?
Yeah, Slobs loaded in the previous weeks.
Just ignore what you see.
Oh,
here,
Slobs.
Chat. Oh, Slobs. Oh, me and my homies say Slobs.
So yeah, actually, we did have it was transfer students. TANPAMs would be the one that we would lead off with,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or DAB Burninator. I don't know which one we're
Yeah,
starting
would be.
with.
So yeah, to continue the technical difficulties. Nice.
Did your laptop?
Thanks, Lobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of it got
Hey,
deleted somehow and then just reverted to last
Is there a
week.
way
it looks
where we
like.
just like go on the website and just like
Yeah.
do that? Maybe?
All right. So, bear.
All right, let's. Oh, why don't you just start answering the questions now? To kill
Yeah.
the time?
Yeah. You know what? Honestly, let's do interview now. Well,
Interview now.
Interview
Let's go.
time.
Interview time. Any interviews in the chat?
All right. Good stuff.
Oh,
All right. Are we serious? Because I'll go.
Yeah,
And
go.
Yeah.
I'll give
yeah, we're going.
Rip these
All right,
interviews.
Diamond. All right, let's start with Diamond's questions for himself. Diamond wanted to know, Diamond, what have you not been asked?
Any of the questions that were asked by chat and other people, and I guess the rest of these questions.
Good answer.
All right, Diamond.
That was the first
What?
thing I said out loud.
What is important to you?
My family, my friends, and myself.
Wait. Hold on. You're what?
My hold on, Ted, cover your ears for a sec. My friends. All right,
Amazing.
Ted, you can uncover. It's okay.
It's safe now, Ted.
It's safe. Ted, it's safe.
Okay. All right. We're good. We're good.
Yeah.
What is the hardest part about questions, Diamond?
I think especially when you ask, there's multiple people or like it's the same person. Make sure I don't ask the same question because then when Base was on, I literally just repeated one that she answered last season. She was on Saloon. I was kind of like, ugh. But I think it's just being creative because I ask a couple of the same ones, but I also want to add something that's somewhat personal to the person because I think that's what makes a good question.
Nice.
Well, yeah, definitely being personal. Asking something that's specific to them, it helps. So, next question: what is it like being the coach of varsity team winner Northeastern University?
Dude, it's insane. I don't know how I bamboozled my way onto a volunteer coach position. Basically, I'm the assistant to the current what's the word? Interim head coach. So he's just there temporarily. It's Matt. So it's the team is like Justin. Who else is there? Justin and Darian. Those guys, Darter Binks, and then all of them. So that I just basically go in there. I'm the assistant to the assistant manager.
Nice.
Darter's got it. So basically, I last week or on Sunday I called them and I was like, hey, and then they kind of all did their deck lists, and then I did stuff, and then after their matches, like, hey, they actually pinged the coach role and they said Diamond, and I didn't realize I had to actually go in there, and they're like, hey, did we ban the correct thing? And I was like, yes. I think you guys did fine. And it was just kind of nice. So it's like, this is the part I missed from my previous test play experience, because even though I carried Eddie, I didn't get to actually choose the deck list or like prepare at all. It was just kind of show up in a call and talk to Eddie for 30 minutes.
So you just played support. You just said, yeah, you guys are doing the right thing, believe in yourselves kind of thing.
Yeah, basically it's like a THL coach or a THL captain, basically. But it's like more preppy. It's like when you try hard prep in THL, kind of. It's like, oh, this is the lineup I want to bring. This is what I see my opponent do on Donkey Top. This is what I've seen. It's like, okay. So I just kind of jumped around the voice calls. It was really fun.
Well, speaking of Eddie, does your back hurt from carrying Eddie?
Every day, dude. Holy.
Nice.
You know how hard it is to carry a GM in a collegiate tournament? Insane.
What would you what would you ask yourself?
What I ask myself? The questions I asked myself. I don't know. What would I ask myself?
This is questionception right now, because this is a question as written by Diamond for himself, being asked to himself about what he would ask himself. So
That's next level.
This is some
I can't answer that one. Can we skip?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and skip that one. What do you think about when making teams?
I think, well, when I first started making teams, I tried to make the best possible team, and now I just make teams with like people I like /know. Because before it's like, I think my very first season, I made a really good team on paper, but I didn't know anyone, and it was kind of weird. But now when I make a team, like especially like the hero, well, I didn't make the hero team, the legacy team this season. I was like, oh, I like Heat Shock. I've talked to Heat Shock, and I put myself on there. Wait, I didn't make that. No, the Wild team. The Wild team is the best example of this. What?
Nice.
My Wild team is so fun because I was like, hey, Twos, do you want to play Wild? He said yes. 9 returned, G-Kick, and Cherub joined. Even though G-Kick has never played Wild, he's like, I'll play Wild. And it's just a fun team. I think that's why I'm just more focused on having fun than like try-harding now in THL, I think. Slowly.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I definitely try to focus on fun to an extent, but I also, I've been playing so long, I feel like it's expected of me to try hard. So, I don't know. It feels weird, man. I definitely can relate, though. What do you think? Wait, no. What do you want? Who do you want to team with again? Sorry, I was getting.
There's only one answer. The person I haven't teamed with is there's two actually. It's Twos and Bill Snyder, and I guess Dardar too now. Like those are the people I really want to team with next. I think everyone else I've teamed with and played with.
Okay, thanks a lot, Diamond.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
No.
I was on the terrible first Diamond team. Okay, Bob.
No. What I'm saying is, you don't even want to team with me, Diamond.
Well, how am I supposed to? I'm never gonna get on the cult, dude.
It's funny, Diamond. I think you and I have talked about this before. It was about like we won each other on our teams. Thing is that we're both captains, and so there's some conflicting nature. Yeah. There's a conflicting nature to playing with each other.
Ted, can I just quickly speedrun the chat ones before they get like forgotten?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Hold on. I just want to say, after you're done with that, we are ready to.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do this. Okay, Buse, why are you never imposter? I am imposter, but I've never been with you. Why do you never answer bad questions? Because they're bad. What does try hard prep and THL mean? I wouldn't know. What does it take to get an invite to the Diamond server? Literally just ask me or be new to THL. Vectus. Hold on. Someone asked about Vectus.
No, you can skip that one.
Hey, Ron, I think you should grab Vectus. I think it's a really competitive card.
No, don't listen.
I think it's probably time to go on to last week, Teal. Then.
Yeah.
Wait. We have one more Diamond question for himself. Can we just get through these and then we'll have the rest after the show? All right. Diamond,
quick.
What's it like getting carried in Hero this season?
So nice. I love it.
Well, it's good.
My team's insane. I love it. Even though I may be 3-1, I am getting carried by my team.
Okay.
It sounds like you're doing a bit of the carrying. Anyways, let's go ahead and get back to the show.
Yeah. So I'd like to apologize again for the technical difficulties and thank you all for sticking with us. But now we are ready to go over it. So first up for Teal, we have Dabblenum versus the Burnators.
You got it so out of order.
No,
it's the order of the website. Yeah,
I'm going of the order of off the website. You're the one who put them in the notes backwards.
Only yourself to blame.
But anyways, Sage, why don't you read us through this one?
All right, man. We got Dabblenum versus the Burnators. And oh my god. So the Burnators didn't have a great week last week. Looks like they all took a loss. It was a big fat L for the Burnators. It went Dabblenum 20, Burnators 6. That was not a great week for the Burnators. They're a good team. I think they have by far their most competitive roster that they can get right now. Dabblenum just happens to have an extremely competitive roster. And I think they have a lot of strong team cohesion. Not that the Burnators don't, but they do have a sub coming in every other week. And that doesn't...
it doesn't help.
Might want to get a more stable roster, I think. It definitely hurts to have subs every other week. I think they could definitely do a lot better going forward. And but good job dab on them for dabbing on them. Damn.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was a softball there.
Diamond mentioned last night about being disappointed that they weren't at 69 points. We're like, oh, we should have gotten one more point last week. You literally got the most fucking points you could.
I want to be at 69.
But I mean, hey, that looks really strong for Dab on them right now. They just moved their way up to the top team in Teal, and we only have about 3 weeks left to play. So big win for Dab on them, and really almost insurmountable odds for the Burnators to make the playoffs now.
Well, I mean, Diamond, it makes sense. All you need to do is lose 3-1 as the first match of the week.
Yeah, and
then everyone else gets
everyone else
easy
gets
6 and 9
sweep
points.
by the cult. Oh, we'll see when we get there.
Nice.
All right, but yeah. Anyways, next up we have the transfer students versus Tampam Surf Slam. And Diamond, why don't you read us through this one?
All right, so got A2 sweep the Marty B 3-2 JR 3-1. Let's go. Lemur keeping it strong, probably playing Vectis. That's why he got the 3-1.
In all 4 decks, easy.
G-Kick got 3-0, continuing the undefeated streak. And I think he's now in the 4, I think? Yeah, he's in the 4 now. Because Lemur went up and Chaser went down.
Yeah. Man, Chaser dropping from the 3 to the 5 in 1 week. That's a little brutal.
Yeah,
It just shows how close the PRs though,
Yeah.
in that construction.
That sounds like HSI.
Yeah, it kind of does.
But anyways, before Sage starts talking about himself,
That's okay. You guys can go on.
Well, yeah, just getting back to this match here, really interesting match. Big win for Tanpams. They and for transfer students, getting double digits in points is usually all you need at this point in the season. A win would have been nice, but they still picked up 11, and that's pretty big to stay close to the top of the standings. Tanpams kind of working their way into the playoff conversation again. Don't forget, these are the defending champs. So a strong showing here, another couple strong showings, and they might be the team everyone is afraid to play.
Absolutely. And yeah, I remember they were, down and out a little while back, and we were saying, they need to start kicking it into gear, and well, that's a good way to start.
They really did. And they did it despite Wash in the Wind getting his first loss of the season, showing that while he was carrying the team early, others on the team can carry them in different weeks. So a very big, important sign for their chances.
It was also nice because it was perfectly balanced out with Marty B's first win of the season.
Mm-hmm. True.
So I guess every week you can count on either Marty or Wash winning, but never both of them.
There you go.
Never both of them.
Apparently so.
Yeah. All right, but anyways, next up we have TMI versus AskHS, and oh man, I've been so distracted with trying to get the show to work that I didn't even make Sage read through his own loss. So
that's okay.
That's right. You can still make me read through my team's loss.
Just taking the words out of my mouth, Ron. Why don't you go
I
ahead?
knew it was coming. You had a backup plan. It's fine. So. So, what I just said basically about the previous match, even though transfer students lost, they picked up 11. Same deal here for TMI. Even though TMI loses, we do pick up 11 points, which is big at this stage of the season to try to make sure you maintain that playoff positioning. Very hard fought and well-earned win by AskHS, though, picking up 14 points here in some big victories. We had Mr. Python getting a sweep over Reggie, our man FBM2 in the 1 seed. Hat doing hat things in the 2, getting another 5-game victory for a win on TMI side in the 2 seed. Dr. Bomb D taking me down in 5 games in the 3. We had Travis Chrono taking a sweep over Kel in the 4, and Chewbacca continuing his quest for an undefeated season with a 3-1 victory over Jim. So really just kind of back and forth throughout in this game. And I think both of these teams are quite strong and could easily contend for playoffs. We might see a rematch later, at the start of playoffs, even with the way the points are stacking up.
This is definitely the most competitive roster I think I've ever seen AskHS have. I think a good start, if they want to make any changes, my first recommendation is to go ahead and replace Cal.
Brutal. Brutal.
Come on, girl. Oh, you're gonna get swept by my boy Travis, bringing it in, man. Fuck. He was struggling a little bit to start season, but now he's really bringing it in, man. I'm proud of him.
Wait, hold on, Sage. So if I'm hearing your words correctly, you're saying that getting swept by Travis is so embarrassing that he should just replace himself?
Yes.
Amazing.
I love the delayed reaction there.
Hot takes.
You know, I've heard Sage shit on other teams' players a lot of times, but never his own.
No, man, I love Travis. He's come a long way, man. We've worked with him a lot, and I'm real proud of him. I need to work with him some more this week. We need to work with Jem some more and Travis. I think the 1, 2, 3 of our team is super good. It's just the 4 and 5 we need to work with consistently and make sure that they get there. And it's really showing. It's really starting to show with the win over Kel. Kel is not a bad player by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just talking out of my butt here. I'm just saying, you know, I'm proud of my boy. All right.
All right, and anyways, finally, we have My Chemical Romance versus the Cult. And oh, look at that! I get to run through this one. Isn't that so pleasant?
Well structured, Ted.
We had in the 1 seed, Adalmos getting swept by Heat Shock. Heat Shock, you know, is doing Heat Shock things and just crushing everybody who comes in his sight. 2 seed, we have Plants versus Donde, and Plants was really mad that I picked against him for the first time this season, so he just decided to pick up his first win of the season. And you know what? Plants, I think I might just have to pick against you every week if that's what it takes.
Ooh, smart strategy.
3 seed, we had Medusa's beating me 3-2. Yeah, all I'm going to say is there was a little bit of RNG at the end that could have gone another way, but it happens. That's what happens in Wizard Poker.
I haven't seen the replays, but I'm sure it was all RNG.
Shut up, Sage. And in the 4 seed, we have Amphil versus Roadrunner. Amphil getting the 3-1-1. And in the 5 seed, my man Quaz going to 2-2 on the season, beating Saku 3-1. Rabobs and I have no idea what you're talking about. That was a very even match. We both drew very evenly. There was no RNG whatsoever. But yeah. Anyways,
nice. Lots of hot takes here, especially that RNG part. But yeah, big win for the Cult. MCS, had a fairly sizable point lead, and the Cult really needed to make up some ground and quickly, and 15 points in a victory will definitely do that. So hanging around on the outskirts of playoff contention, needed a win like this and need to keep winning.
Absolutely.
For MCS, still time. 56 is solid. They're just barely out of the main playoff hunt. So gotta find wins and find wins fast. Season's short, 3 weeks to go.
All right. Anyways, next up, we have our purple conference. Here we go. Starting off with F2L Black versus the Wild Aces. And Diamond, do you want to run us through this one?
Yes. So 2's lost a close 3-2 series because Demon Claw last. Bill picked up the win 3-1 over Markshire. CMAC, I assume it was a close series because it's 3-2 against Robobson. Robobson's here, you can tell us 9 with the sweep over the Chronic. And then Lord Zeo losing to the undefeated Kazargar. Kazargar is tearing it up just like last season. Kind of scary, not gonna lie.
Yeah, actually, this moves Kazargar up to the 4 and the Chronic down to the 5 for next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and man, just feels really bad if you're Itachi and Kazargar getting the wins to keep up your undefeated seasons, yet no one else can help you out.
Yeah, I don't think F2L Black is going to be too upset, though. Again, 11 points, double-digit points in a week is good, and they still lead the conference overall in total points, so they are sitting pretty for the playoff race.
The entire
they don't
series.
Just lead the conference, they lead all of Hero.
Yeah.
How are you already at 75 points? That's absolutely absurd.
75 points after 4 weeks is... Also, it's funny, I'm pretty sure they missed more points this week than they missed in the first 3 weeks combined.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Dude, they passed 6-9 a long time ago. And we haven't even gotten there yet in TL.
Yeah.
If by a long time ago you mean during this week that they just played, then sure, yeah.
Hey, man, it was a long week.
Hey, this whole year, it's either done a flash or it's been a slow burn. That's
Yeah.
how the weeks have been. Like,
That's a good point.
All right, but anyways,
2020.
yeah.
Ugh.
Next up, we have the Challenge Stoners versus Dad Legend, and I'll run us through this one. We had Dardar Binks, the Masters Tour attendee, Player of the Week, getting a 3-2 win over Icy Please.
almost GM Dardar.
Yeah. We had Just in Time beating Starlux 3-1. We had the most surprising result for me, Inzi getting a win over Yellow Dirt.
Shocking.
We had Turtle getting the 3-2 win over Hockey Boys, and we had Clarity beating Free Hugs 3-2. So
How is
pretty good win for Challenge Stoners.
Clarity
Was it-
50 PR?
Was it really that surprising? Because, I mean, you did pick Enzi to win.
Hey, listen, if you're going off of my opinion, then I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. So you were saying something, Diamond?
I'm just saying, I'm like, Clarity being 50 PR is just kind of.
Yeah, Clarity's a lot better than 50 PR. That's for sure. He's been on Trollden a couple times here in recent history.
Yeah.
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 The guy's pretty good. If that's any stretch of the imagination, he's definitely good. I was definitely surprised to see Dad Legend take a 1-4 loss, though. I didn't think it would be that bad. I did root 5-0 Stoners. That was because I figured I'd root against Dad Legend, hoping to counter curse my recent curses. And it didn't work out that way. Anyways.
Yeah, but Dad Legend is in trouble. They're almost at the point where they need 23-point weeks for the rest of the season.
Yeah, we have
Purple
Purple Conference is scary good with how many points they've been putting up, and Challenge Stoners with this win is now second in the conference. Meanwhile, Dad Legend pretty far out of contention. Wild Aces is the fourth team in right now at 61, and Dad Legend now at 47 means they have a long, difficult road ahead where they're going to have to pick up tons of points to stay in contention.
Don't count them out, man. The Dad Legend crew, they're good. They're the same crew that I won a championship with. What was it, two seasons ago? Except, just the difference of 5 seed. And that 5 seed's picking up wins, man. He's picking up wins. He won last week. All right, they can do it.
First win too of the season. Nice job, Clarity.
There you go.
They can still get there.
Also, I want to let you guys know that if Vote Kick does get to 5 votes in the chat, I will kick Diamond off the show. Anyways,
wait, don't do it.
Next
Amazing.
up, we have NPH versus ATL. And Rom, would you like to read us through this one?
Absolutely. So NPH, just man, what an insane team. And ATL almost got there. This was just really, really close. I don't know which game happened to be played last, but 12-11 for NPH. Agent PWE getting the victory over Blue Spartan in the 1. We had a 5-game series victory for Skittles in the 2. And the 3 and 4 both went ATL's way. I almost called this upset. I actually had ATL winning this one, picking both Free Hong Kong and Brushy Tuna to win. And I think I picked Pasca this last week, but I actually picked Tuna to win. And Tuna with a sweep on Disco for Disco's first loss of the season. What a crazy year 2020 is. Who would have thought? Just madness. But our man Shun Sui in the 5, sending Matty Ebbs to the Shadow Realm, and that brings it on home for NPH. 71 points for NPH. Meanwhile, ATL, 38 points. This season looks over already, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, but I mean, seriously, look at this fucking slugfest. Sweep, and only one match went to 5 games. That is ridiculous. I mean, these people were just coming in here and they were hitting hard. They were hitting with their best deck and they were getting it good. And I'll tell you what, man, that is nuts. You do not usually see this many sweeps. Either LHS is pretty well known for either being like you sweep them because you win with like an unfavored and then just get like 2 favored in a row and sweep that way, or it goes to 5 games. 3-1s, 1-3s, whatever, are usually probably the more uncommon things, but like just a bunch of sweeps in a week is pretty uncommon. This was just an absolute slugfest, and I'm sure everybody involved probably felt pretty bad about it, either really good or really bad about it, because sweeps just don't feel good. So good job NPH for just squeaking that one out. ATL, damn guys, you guys almost took it there, and NPH is a really good team, so you should feel real proud about getting double digits against them.
Yeah, typically 11 is an important benchmark to hit in Hero Series, but unfortunately, due to the previous 3 losses for ATL, it's looking like it's not going to be quite enough. They basically need to win every single week and possibly even put up 20-point weeks every single week to have a realistic chance in a conference like this.
I mean, they're kind of at the point where, what, 4th place is at 61 points. They're at 38. They could put up 23-point weeks for the rest of the season and still miss, which is a really rough spot to be in. But, only one way to find out. Boys better start putting up 23-point weeks.
Easy peasy.
Easy, man.
All right.
Easy. Shut up, Ted.
Our final match, BBYC versus IGN. We have... What's age?
I almost called this one, man. This was a good week for BBYC.
So we had the 1 seed Lotus Knight doing what Ron said he couldn't, going 0-4.
Bad logic on my part, apparently.
With a 2-3 loss to your mom kid. 2 seed Blue Sombrero beating Dibs 3-1. 3 seed Booze losing 2-3 to Wild9. 4 seed Mako beating Debs 3-2. 5 seed Scritch beating King of Pixel 3-2.
So notice Shaman 100% win rate in the series. And there's 2 of them. This is a good week by BBYC.
Yeah.
I'm glad Wild9 got a W for the team of IGN. He's trying.
Well, yeah, that was the thing. This was looking to be a blowout because the first 3 matches that were played were the 2, 4, and 5. So BBYC was up, I think 12-5. So IGN did a really good job bouncing back and putting some points on the board. Unfortunately, like we said before, with ATL, getting a few points on the board they need to be doing more than that at this point.
Yeah, your Mumked and Wild9 coming in here and saying, hey, our team isn't going to go down without a fight. They're looking at the double digits as being, their mantra. They want those double digits. They want them, and they want them bad. Like, if they're going to lose, then they're going to at least get them double digits.
Nice. Yeah, but big win for BBYC. It's important. They are easily in the playoff hunt still, holding 57 points. IGN, 13 points is important for them, but they've still got a lot of work to do to make up for the way they started the season.
And important to note that BBYC is the team representing Shaman this season. They brought 2 this past week, and 1 with both players that brought 1. So take that.
And neither Dibs nor Debs banning Shaman. Madness.
Yeah.
Dude, I hope I didn't curse Debs by interviewing him, and then his team lost. I hope this is that took up the trend.
Maybe his interview responses cursed himself.
Oh, that's true.
All right, but
oh yeah, subtle plug. Go the Captain Interview series with Debs. Good read.
Anyways, that does bring us to the midpoint section of our show. So, Ron, it's your time.
All right, fantastic. Do we need to go fast or just regular speed?
Probably go fast.
Zoom. Let's go.
Speedy, zoom. Hey there, Twitch viewers. Have you subscribed to Team Hearth Legends yet? Then make today the day to be a legend yourself and subscribe to our channel. This subscription enables the THL team to help cover the various costs of operating our website as well as improve the quality of our streams and content of our viewers. If you have Amazon Prime or Twitch Prime, you can actually sub to this channel for free. Subscribers will get a THL emoticon as well as a lovely THL chat badge. So hit that heart button, keep the notifications on to make sure you catch our team broadcasting live. We appreciate each and every one of you. Special note to our reviewers. Check out THL's other social media points of interest, our website, teamhearthlegends.com. Follow us on Twitter at THL_HS. Join us on Discord, Team Hearth Legends. Check out the THL POW podcast for power rankings for all series wherever you find your podcasts. The true Hearth Legends himself, Hasaku, has been posting all of our videos on our YouTube channel. Just search Team Hearth Legends to catch everything previously recorded. You're, of course, watching us on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Team Hearth Legends, or possibly on our YouTube channel in the future. For all you THL fanatics out there, there are actually THL shows every single day of the week. You can't go wrong tuning in at any time for some amazing Hearthstone-related content. Now back to the good part.
Beautiful.
And we already know how Saku does it. Yeah, he actually watches all the videos, all the VODs. He watches all of them. Can you fucking believe that? Oh, the goat.
I don't know. I think it's such joy from this when you can literally just go through a YouTube video, find where the scene changes, then be like, "This is the timestamp." Is that not how it works?
Yeah, that's how.
Sage, it's like alien technology. You a YouTube video? What?
Well, I mean, if you want to talk about someone talking about alien technology, you should have seen Saloon Prep last night.
Oh my God.
Anyways, that's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, so it is mid-season, and as Saloon tradition has started, we like to do tier lists ranking the teams. So
let's do it.
We're gonna start off with Teal. Of course, technical difficulties, so these could look a bit cleaner, but they're here.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Anyways, so we have 4 tiers, starting with Teal. Top contenders. These are the teams that, they're your front runners to win the championship. You're, expecting one of them to be in the finals at least. In the playoff hunt, these are teams where, if the top contenders are going to take up the spots, these are the teams that are going to be fighting over the rest of the spots. May sneak in, or, they might be able to put up a strong run and kind of sneak in, but they're probably only going to be a 4 seed. And then maybe next season maybe next season.
Yeah,
so,
makes sense.
Which one are we looking at?
Teal.
We're starting off with Teal. So what I think is interesting is that top contenders, all of us consensus say dab on them. I mean, obviously they are the #1 team in the conference right now. They have a large lead. Transfer students, most of us agree on as top contenders. And then 2 of us have TMI in the top contenders.
I wonder why.
You'll notice 2 of us that have TMI are me and Sage, who are on TMI and are very biased.
No bias, none whatsoever. We're a strong team. All right, we're contending. All right, we are. We have beaten Dab on them. Okay, we beat the tippity top of this contender at the moment. All right, and transfer students just barely eked out a win against this. So to say that we are not a contender is doing us a disservice. Thank you.
What place are you in?
Well, yeah, but the question is top contender. Meanwhile, you have 58 points, and you're closer to 4th and 5th and 6th place than you are to 2nd.
There's a lot of compression in our conference. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you're saying that it's not legit to call you guys a contender when you're closer to 6th place than you are to 2nd.
No bias takes at all from the members of TMI. Clearly top contender. The only loss for the #1 team, dab on them. We're gonna rest our case on that.
We also agreed on the may sneak in what's called end burners. Can I just say we will see in the week review if the Burgundiers started with their current roster, I feel like their season would be completely different. Like I think that's too far now, but like if they started with this current team, I would be very scared of them when they started. With what I know now.
I mean, obviously, we will review that more.
Yeah.
Once we get to that point, but yeah, we seem to be, there's a little disagreement between, whether teams are in the playoff hunt or if we're delusional and we think TMI is a top contender. But like,
I gotta say, after looking at these tier lists, though, I think Ted's might honestly be the most accurate of all of these because of how like Teal is actually compressed right now. Dab on him seems to be the only one that legitimately you could say they're almost certainly making the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then you've got all these teams that are in the hunt. Burnators unfortunately has had such a rough season. I don't think they're making it. And the Cult, look at Ted not having some bias and throwing them in the playoff hunt. They're actually may sneak in, and I think that's a good place for them.
That is a fair point.
I have one question about your list, Ted.
What?
Are you saying out of all the teams that are running, Ask It Jess is going to get second place?
No, they're in no specific order.
Okay.
Yeah, random placement.
I just like to make sure there, Ted.
Hey, also, I want to answer Lemur in the chat. He's yelling at me for not having transfer students as a top contender. Lemur, going into this week, your team was obviously standings are different now because you already played a match. But going into this week, your team was in second place. Yet your team was closer in points to 7th place than they were to 1st place. So you are absolutely still at the pack, and you're not pulling away at all.
Ron made a good point. The Dab on them is the only team to really make any separation towards being noticeably the top team. They're the only one to make any sort of separation from the rest of the pack. The rest of anybody making any separation are doing it in the opposite direction, unfortunately. But there are 5 teams that are all within like 3 or 4 points of each other, and that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
Teal's crowded right now.
Yeah, it's very crowded. We got a lot of people that are looking to make it in the playoffs, and it's going to be pretty heated.
Yeah, well, and it's funny because like most people have Colt as a may sneak in, yet they're only 4 points out of a playoff spot.
I'm not. When I made this, I didn't realize that top contender meant winning the cup. I thought it was like most likely to make playoffs. That's the only reason I did mine the way it was. But now maybe I would have done it differently. But I think I can't just have everyone like you did. I guess that's what I thought.
That's fair.
I wanted my tier list to look a bit cool. I didn't want to be like 6 people. Burnators in. It's like that one of Burnators, everyone else. Should we do purple?
Yeah, let's go on to purple.
Purple, I think, is looking a little bit different. There's definitely some separation.
I love my purple tier list.
Yeah, there's some very distinct separation between specifically, I think 3 teams are really showing to be the top teams in purple, and that's F2L, MPH, and Challenge Stoners. And then you've got BBYC and what is this other team?
Wild Aces.
Wild Aces. Wild Aces. They were predicted to be the top team, but they're doing all right. I mean, they're not doing badly. They're definitely a team of really excellent players, pretty well seeded. But they're just not doing as well as predicted. But they're still doing well.
The exact same, except I think Ted, if you flip yours, it's you and Ron and Sage have the exact same list.
Yeah.
Like, I think the only one's like mine's different, just because I put Dad Legend and maybe next season.
Yeah, well, and like that's what, like if I was just going off of looking at standings, I'd probably go with yours. Diamond, because Dad Legend is currently 14 points out of a playoff spot.
But it's also like mid-season Dad Legend.
Exactly.
Miracles happen.
Exactly. I think like Ron, Sage, and I all saying Dad Legend may sneak in is literally just because it's Dad Legend.
The name carries weight for sure.
Yeah, like this is a roster that put up, or not the exact same roster, but this is the organization that put up the most sweeps in a single season in THL Hero history.
In the same season that they missed playoffs, weirdly enough.
Yeah. but I mean, well, they missed playoffs by getting swept in last week, which is the cherry on top. But anyways, but yeah, like we all know they're capable of kicking it into another gear that no one knows anything about, and I'm not going to count them out until it's week 7 and all the cards have been played.
Just a curious question, between Wild Aces and BBYC, which do you think would make it top 4? Because we all agree the top 3 probably make it, but between you guys,
I'm saying Wild Aces.
I want to say BBYC, man. I want to believe in my boys.
Yeah, we know you're biased.
Like Lotus,
you're a little bit biased.
I think this. Okay, shut up. I think the second Lotus starts to pick up wins is the second that BBYC really just says, "Hey, we're here to make playoffs."
I mean, I find it funny that you're saying the second when Lotus starts to pick up wins when you have people like C-Mac and 9 who are both 2-2 when they're way underseeded.
I mean, it's a tough call. I think
when Wild Aces
regardless.
start taking Hero more seriously, I think they make it in.
Yeah.
And when uses
the
it
teams
happen,
are, yeah, and the teams are pretty close. But honestly, we've got 3 teams that seem to be head and shoulders above the rest in purple, and all 4 of us agreed F2L, Challenge Stoners, and NPH are just kind of almost locks at this point. It feels if they keep their current pace, no one's catching them. And then we really have, just a couple teams fighting for the spot, with a lot of other teams feeling like they're already out with the point gap. We're giving some credit to Dad Legend for obviously their name, that, hey, maybe they flip the switch and turn it on. But between Aces and BBYC, when you look at the strength of schedule, Wild Aces has one of the absolute hardest strength of schedule in the entire Hero series, and BBYC is kind of on the lower end of that. And Wild Aces is just coming off of a victory against the Hero series top team, F2L. They actually beat them, so maybe this could be a turnaround for them. I think it's going to be Wild Aces as the 4.
Absolutely. But yeah, but like you were saying, we had NPH, who was the 3rd place team in purple, being 14 points ahead of 5th place, which would be the ones who would have to pass them to knock them out going into this week. So I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah.
oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, remember, guys, purple's free. That's for the top 5 teams, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this should be really interesting. I think this week's matches especially are extremely pivotal. It's going to determine so much in terms of playoff fortunes, and there might not be any coming back from, a big swing this week for a lot of teams. So we'll see what happens.
Also, next week is Wild Aces versus BBYC.
Ooh, nice.
So I would.
Yeah, that'll be juicy.
That's like a decider match right there.
Yeah, that's very likely that the winner of that is going on to playoffs. Especially if it's a blowout in one direction or the other. But yeah. Are we ready to move on to our predictions for this upcoming game?
Oh, absolutely.
Let's go.
Let's go!
So,
Some hype matches.
Starting off with a thriller, Dab on him versus the Call. And you know what, Diamond? Go ahead, man.
I don't know what to tell you, Ted, because I scrolled way too far down. Two things. 5-0, my team.
Okay.
That's it. What do you say? Do you say
Nice.
5-0 your
Hot
team?
take.
No, I do not say 5-0 my team. I'm saying Heat Shock in the 1. I'm gonna say Based in the 2 because Plants has done the opposite of whatever I've predicted for him this season.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, listen, you're gonna be crying to me when he beats Based. And I'm gonna be laughing at you.
Okay.
3 seed gotta go Astral Frog because why would I pick myself?
Astral Pog. Love to see it.
4 seed, I'm saying it's gonna be a big week for Roadrunner. 5 seed, it's just, it's not even a question. Quaz is going to get the 3-0, not the 3-1. He's just going to mop the floor with you. He's going to sweep you with Quest Warlock.
Whoa.
Amazing.
I
That
believe
is the
you
spiciest take.
until the last moment. Dude, I was with you. I was like, oh yeah, Quaz is a better player. They said Quest Warlock, and then your entire opinion just got invalidated.
Alright, anyways, Ron, what are your thoughts?
I think this one's going to Dab on him. They're dominating right now, and the team looks really strong. I'm going to give it to Heat Shock in the 1. I don't like to pick against Heat Shock. Generally, I don't do that pretty much ever. If anyone's going to beat him, it might be Dabs here. But that could be the only win for Cult here. The way I'm calling it is Based, Astrofrog, Buse, and Diamond. 4-1 Dab on him.
I don't know why you would pick Diamond, but
they just keep dabbing.
Anyway, Sage, what do you think?
All right, so I'm sorry, Ted. I think Heat Shock is gonna pick up the W against his opponent.
Why are you so sorry?
Because the rest of his team is gonna lose, including him.
So you basically just copied her on.
I'm not even looking at the notes right now. I'm trying to help one of my team members right now to contact his opponent. So I just memorized what my picks were. Sorry.
Okay.
All right,
It's
so
kind of weird now.
hey, listen, what I'm hearing right now is both based and astral got caster cursed.
I guess so.
Astropog.
All right.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dabs, Diamond didn't jump on the curse heat shock train, so you didn't get full caster cursed because Diamond picked you to win. Almost, buddy.
It's okay, Dabs. We'll get him next time.
Okay, anyways. Next up, we have transfer students versus My Chemical Romance. And Ron, would you like to read us through this one?
Certainly. So in this one, we've got Sparkleophobia versus Atomos in the 1. We've got Bach for Life against Donde in the 2. THL Lemur versus Medusas in the 3. G-Kick versus Anfall in the 4. And Chaser versus Saku in the 5.
Okay, all right, hold on, Ron. I'm going to interrupt you for a second. I'm being told if I refresh the page, we'll be having live results.
Dude, I feel like this is a victory. Otherwise, they wouldn't tell us to refresh.
Yeah.
Refresh page.
Bach for Life, 3-1 win over
There
Donde.
it is.
Yes, Buck! You made
Bach,
my prediction correct.
Victory over Donde. Let me just go ahead and type over Donde with Bach.
Hold on.
I was the only one who picked Bach. You can't do this.
Just kidding. So with the picks, I've start off with one incorrect one right away. Nice job on the victory there, Bach. I had faith in Donde's 3-1 record and PR difference, but Bach and his Vectis build's too strong. So we got the rest of the way, though. I'm giving it to Walter Pog in the 1. Bach obviously already won in the 2. Lemur, I think, takes the victory in the 3. I give it to G-Kick in the 4 and Chaser in the 5. So that flips my pick of 3-2 transfer students to a 4-1 transfer students.
Damn.
Sage, would you like to stop editing the show notes and tell us what you think?
Hey, I made them. I can do what I want with them. I had picked. Let's see. In the 1, I've got Atom Operating System, winning it over Sparkleophobia. In the 2, I had picked you, Donde. Why you gotta let me down, man? All right. I guess we got it here recorded live. I picked you, Donde. And then Bach won. We already know that happened. In the 3, I apparently am the only person that believes in Starkey. I don't know why, but I do. Starkey, go out there and kick Lemur's ass for me, please. Thank you very much. In the 4, I've got G-Kick. It's pretty hard to pick against G-Kick at this point in time, even though he moved up to the 4. Chaser moving to the 5, on the other hand, makes him much easier to pick. His one win this season is against Ron. And if you can beat Ron, then, well, I mean, I guess you can beat anybody. So I've got Chaser in the 5, and that gives it 3-2 to MCS.
All right, Diamond.
Alrighty, we got the boy Walter Pog in the 1, and I'm the only one who said Bach for Life would win. So I'm glad he won. Now at least I know I got one prediction right on this show. I also voted for the Lemur hype train. Well, just because I like Lemur, but apparently Vectis, he plays Vectis, and that's a really good card. I think Ron, you should craft Vectis.
Oh my god!
G-Kick obviously has to win because he needs to play Chewbacca for the undefeated thing. That's just for storyline purposes. And then I'm the only one. I believe in Saku this week. He's gonna get BGH.
I mean, listen,
Nice.
listen. If it's Diamond making a BGH prediction, then I don't know if I can question that.
Wait,
Yeah, that's a
wait,
251 difference. That would give him BGH.
Wait,
That's
I
probably
want to
fourth.
change. I want to change my predictions. I want to change it. I want to change G-Kick to Anfall because last season Anfall took down Based, who was undefeated.
Oh, right at the last moment, G-Kick was about to get caster cursed, and then Sage flips his pick. Honestly, I could see Anfall winning because he's a monster, and he does have a slight PR edge too. But yeah, that's last moment flip and no curse for G-Kick.
Yeah,
you can thank Sage for that one.
Finally, in the 1 seed, I'm going to complete the caster curse of Adam. 2 seed, Donde. Once again, you've disappointed me. 3 seed. 3 seed. See, I'm going to go with the majority of the crew who know Lemur isn't washed up and pick him. Unlike this delusional guy over here who keeps trying to push that storyline. 4 seed, G-Kick. 5 seed, Chaser. Though I am kind of tempted because I think Diamond just has like a sixth sense about BGHs.
Tempted to pick Saku there, yeah.
What?
Tempted to pick Saku there?
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to stay with Chaser.
All right.
Mostly because I don't feel like changing my notes. But anyways, now let's say change. That's actually 3-2 transfer for all the casters.
Wow.
All right, anyways. Next up, Team Most Improved against Tampam Surf Slam. Sage, why don't you do the honors?
So we got Reggie coming off of a hot loss, and I think he's learned a lesson or two. He's going to pick up that W over A2 Battleship. In the 2, we got R-Hat versus Marty B. R-Hat, you can't doubt the guy, man. He's so good. R-Hat takes it in the 2. In the 3, Ron versus JR Jargalaw. How am I going to bet against Ron here? I mean, honestly, he's got a bone to pick with JR. All right. And then the 4, Travis versus Wash in the Wind. Wash is doing really good, but it looks like he's picking up some L's here lately, and Travis is just getting better every week. So I'm gonna take Travis here. In the 5, it's Me Might Be going 0-4. Pretty easy to pick against him here. They're both good players, solid 5 seeds. I think Jem is just a little more tuned in this season, and I'm gonna take Jem over here, and that gives it 5-0 to TMI. Let's go.
I'm sorry. Did you just say Wash in the Wind? The guy who's 3-1 is picking up some L's recently.
Yeah,
last week.
1 L last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all Sage needs to establish a trend.
So it should be picking up. You know, I just forget it. I don't even know why I try to argue with you.
There you go.
Anyways, Ron, I don't feel like this is necessary. But
my team here versus Tampam's easy 5-0 TMI. Let's go. No bias.
Yeah. All right. I mean, listen. How I'm seeing it is we have Tampams, who are the reigning champions, versus TMI, who's made out of 1 rookie and the cores of 2 teams that missed playoffs last season.
Touche.
So, anyways, I'm giving it to A2 in the 1. A2, you know, we all know he's an insane player. R-Hat in the 2. Ron in the 3. Wash in the 4. Mike in the 5. 3-2. Tampam Surf Slam. Diamond, my good man.
I see you, Ted.
What are you thinking?
I like your taste in picks. I think I will take them. I agree with you entirely. I think A2 wins, and I think voting against R-Hat in the 2 is kind of silly. No offense to Marty B, who I still don't know his favorite player. Maybe we'll find out soon.
Yeah.
And then I give it to Ron. I believe in Ron this week. Oh, that's a caster curse on Ron. Whoopsie daisies.
Thanks, guys.
And then I think Wash in the Wind will continue their winning ways, even though they did lose last week. And I think Mike V will pick up his first win in Hero, which I'm very excited for.
Nice.
All right. And finally, Ask HS versus the Burnators. In the 1 seed, we do have Mr. Python versus Sub Adair. Ron? Is that it?
Adair? Yeah, I think it's Adair.
All right, Adair. So anyways, I think Mr. Python's going to beat Adair. In the 2 seed, we have Rescue Wabbit versus Ancat. I think it's going to go to Wabbit. 3 seed, Dr. Bomb D versus Tweeg. I'm giving it to Bomb D. 4 seed, Swash versus Shu. You know what? I know records are 2-2 versus 4-0, but we have Swash who's coming out of the 3 seed versus Shu who's coming out of the 5 seed. And you know, I think Shu's going to get smacked right back down to the 5 seed pretty soon. I'm giving it to Swash. 5 seed Cherub. 3-2 Burnators.
Nice.
All right. You know what, Ron? I'm going to save you for last with these spicy hot picks. I'm going to go to Diamond next.
Ooh, so it's Adair, right?
Adair.
Adair? Or
like he dare you to make your picks.
What?
No, I was thinking like a down air, but okay. I think he's gonna win in his THL debut. I've heard good things from Ron, and whenever Ron brings in rookies, they tend to do really good. So I pick him. Even 2 seed, I pick Sandcat because Sandcat's my boy. Then I pick Bomb D. I know Betweak said he's back, so maybe he wins, but I think Bomb D will win. And even though Swash is my homie, I need Shu to win just so he can play G Kick. But if it wasn't Shu, I vote Swash every time. And Cherub gets Kel every day of the week. So this is 3-2 Ask HS. Oh, well, yeah. But anyways, this Bernard team's cracked, and if they started like this, they'd probably be in 4th right now.
Yeah, I actually think you're kind of onto something with the 3-2 SKHS. SKHS has a very competitive roster this time around. I think Mr. Python is kind of crazy, man. I don't know who Adair is. Ron vouches for him, and I trust Ron. But I've seen Mr. Python doing work this season, and I'm going to pick him. Pick him to take it over Adair. I've got Zancat, my Xanax, man. He's going to take it over Rescue Wabbit. In the 2, Tweeg in the 3, man, it's kind of tough to pick against Tweeg. He's pretty good. He banned his Warlock, and yeah, if he even brings it, honestly. In the 4, Shu is on a tear. I'm going to go ahead and pick him. In the 5, Cherub seems pretty good, and I'll pick him over Kel any day of the week. So that gives it 3-2 to Ask HS.
All right.
Next team.
Over to purple.
Oh, you don't want my picks after all? Okay.
Oh.
Come on, Ron, hit him with it.
Anyways,
All right,
Ron, it is clearly your turn to go.
5-0 Burninator's. Let's go. Let's light them up, Burninator's. I know I'm not a team member anymore, but these are still my boys from last season. I got to pick against Shu. Shu was talking smack to Swash. Swash is going to beat him down. The rest of the team's going to pick up the pace. Let's go. They're probably still out of playoffs, but you know what? Play for pride. Beat people up.
Hold on. Can you explain to me how these are still your boys when it's literally no one who was on the team last season?
I see captain in the bottom part there. No, I mean Adair's a good friend of mine. I've known him for a little while.
Hold on.
Don't worry about that word, Ted. Don't worry about that word.
Okay.
I've done like a co-op with Tweeg before. I've hung out with Swash and Cherub a lot in chat. These guys are great.
All right. Anyways, on to purple. That's all right. Gonna lead off with F2L Black versus NPH. 1 seed, we have Itachi versus Agent Pee-wee. 2 seed, Mark Shai versus Skittles. 3 seed, we have Robobson already taking the win over Posca. 4 seed, Kazargar versus the sub Super Murloc. 5 seed, Chronic versus Shunsui. And the 1 seed. What, Sage?
I can make this really easy.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I'm just going to say that 3 of us have the same exact pick, which is 5-0 F2L.
Oh, I was like, we should just say it at the same time, like 3-2-1.
You're right.
3, 2, 1,
5-0 F2L.
F2L Black.
All right. Well, you know what? I disagree. Skittles beats Markshire 4-1 F2L.
That's fine. That's fair. Well, that was nice and easy. Anyways, next up, Challenge Stoners versus PBYC. Ron, go ahead.
All right, Challenge Stoners versus PBYC. This is an exciting one. We've got Dardar Binks versus Lotus in the 1, Always Just in Time versus Blue Sombrero in the 2, Inzi versus Booze in the 3, Turtle versus 2-Star Mako in the 4, and in the 5, Free Hugs versus Scritch. I think this one's going to be close. I got to give it to the year of Dardar Binks, though, in the 1. I was going to say there's no way Lotus Knight starts 0-1, 0-2, 0-3, 0-4, 0-5, but you know what? It's the year of Dardar Binks, so sorry, Lotus. 0-5 it is. Just in time, gonna take down the victory in the 2 seed. I've got Booze because, hey, come on, Inzi? I'm not picking Inzi. That's crazy. Inzi always loses. And then in the 4, we got Turtle versus Mako. Pretty sure Mako's bringing Shaman. Pretty sure that's a mistake. Turtle takes the win. And in the 5, Scritch versus Free Hugs. Scritch is going to grab that victory and get some crucial points for BBYC, but it's going to be 3-2 Stoners.
All right, I'll go next. I'm giving it to the year of Dardar Binks in the 1, of course. Going to go Blue in the 2. 3 seed, I'm going to take Booze over the Innkeeper. 4 seed, we're going Turtle over Mako. 5 seed, Scritch over Free Hugs. 3-2, BBYC.
Nice.
Sage.
All right. Yeah. I've said it before. Lotus needs to start winning, and until he starts winning, I think I'm gonna not be picking him. And Dardar, damn dude, like Lotus has his work cut out for him. I'm gonna pick Dardar in the 1, and the rest of the way down, I'm gonna go BBYC. It's hard for me to root against my boys. I believe in all of them. Shaman, notwithstanding, they believe in it, and I believe in them, so they can do it, and they've definitely proven that they can. So, 4-1 BBYC.
And finally, Diamond.
Dude, how am I not picking 4-0, almost GM, varsity champion winner, Dardar Binks? Year of Dardar Binks. He wins every time. Always just in time. He's just in time in chat. I saw him. Hey, Justin. He's also a varsity guy, and they won as well this week. He wins. Booze OP, because he made an Among Us server, so Booze wins just for that reason alone. Turtle wins because I like Turtle and he's cool. And Scritch wins because Scritch kind of always wins in the 5. So I think this is 3-2 Stoners.
Okay. Next up, we have the Wild Aces versus Dad Legend. And Sage, read us through this one.
All right, so in the 1, we got Bill Snyder versus Icicles. 2s. In the 2s and the 2 versus Starlex. In the 3, we got C-Mac versus Yellow Dart. In the 4, 9 Eyebrows, I guess we had on earlier this season, versus Hockey Boys. And in the 5, Lord Zeolite versus Clarity. Now that is a hell of a matchup. That 5 seed, honestly, I'm more excited for the 5 seed matchup here than I am with anything else. Maybe a little bit for the heart. This is actually a pretty hype matchup. All the way down is pretty good. But I'm most excited for Lord Zeolite versus Clarity. I think Bill probably takes it over Icicles here in the 1. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, Icicles. I love you, man. But Bill is doing pretty. I mean, it's just hard to say. All right, but I'm taking Bill here. In the 2, 2s never loses or something. 2s doesn't lose. Is that it?
2s don't lose.
2s don't lose, man. Against Starlight's 2s, I'm picking 2s here. C-Mac against Illinois, I'm picking C-Mac here. C-Mac is just crazy in the 3. I don't know what to say. Like, that is just redonkulous. It's almost as nuts as Ron in the 3. In the 4, I've got Hockey taking it over 9 Eyebrows. And in the 5, Clarity taking it over Lord Zeolite. And that gives it 3-2 to the Aces. Yeah. On to you, Diamond.
I'm going to make this one very quick. Bill, 2, C-Mac, 9, Zeo will all win over Dad Legend. Sorry, Clarity. This is 5-0 Aces.
Wow.
Big 5-0 Aces.
5-0 Aces.
All right, I'm going pretty different from you. Going Icicles in the 1, 2s in the 2, C-Mac in the 3, Hockey in the 4, Clarity in the 5. It is going to be 3-2 to Dad Legend.
That's pretty hot.
That is a spicy take with Dad Legend having a rough season, but this is the time where they have to turn it around and get a lot of points. I think Aces still picks up a victory here, though. I've got Icicles taking down Bill in the 1, 2s doesn't lose in the 2, C-Mac in the 3, Hockey Boys in the 4, and Lord Zeolite. I believe in Lord Zeolite. I think he gets the win over Clarity here, and that's going to be 3-2 Wild Aces.
All right. And for our final match, we have IGN versus ATL. I know, a match that everybody's been waiting for.
Oh my god, this is so hype! These guys, they are honestly like, this is awesome. I want to see some of these matches on screen. I want to see these guys just beat each other the fuck up.
Anyways, I think this is Ron's to run through.
So we got a 1-3 team versus an 0-4 team. Both teams at the bottom of the standings. This is it, guys. I don't know. If somebody picks up a 20-point week, maybe you got a shot. If it's a war of attrition, both of you guys are kind of screwed. So go at it, give it your best shot. This should still be interesting, and you always play for pride or your own PR or other reasons. But we've got in the 1 seed your Mumked versus Blue Spartan, in the 2 Wild 9 versus Risen, Dibs versus Free Hong Kong in the 3, Debs versus Brushy Tuna in the 4, and King of Pixel versus Matty Ebbs in the 5. I think ATL gets the slight edge here. I don't know if a 4-1 is going to be enough to get them in playoff contention, but I've got it 4-1. I'd say Blue Spartan wins, Wild 9 wins. We're going to say that Free Hong Kong keeps his win streak going in the 3. Brushy Tuna, I'm picking you again. I don't know. I think I've lost my mind in the 4. And then in the 5 seed, Matty Ebbs with the victory for ATL 4-1. Probably still not enough. You probably still have to wait for next season, though.
Are you kidding me? If you've lost your mind, then I have lost mine just as hard. All right, I'm picking your Mumked in the 1 here. I think your Mumked is just tearing it up as good as he can in the 1. Wild 9 is honestly kind of on a streak. He's doing pretty good. It is not hard to pick Wild 9 right now. In the 3, and we just skip the 3. Pond, just go get it, man. In the 4, Tuna is gonna take it here, man. I believe in my man. He's my Lithuanian brother. He is gonna get that shit. And in the 5, Matty Ebbs is gonna take it over King of Pixel, I think. And that gives it 3-2 to ATL. Kind of hedging my bets a little bit here, but I think this could really go either way. These guys are just I think they're just gonna do it for the pride, man. They want to say we're not last.
All right. I'll go next. I'm going Blue in the 1, Wild 9 in the 2, Dibs in the 3. Again, I feel disgusting saying these words out of my mouth. Tuna in the 4, Matty in the 5, 3-2 ATL, and finally Diamond.
Okay. I think your Mumked's gonna get over Blue Spartan. I believe in Wild 9 because I told him to be on this team. And you know what? I think Dibs gets the first one of the season. This is a trend for some reason to me. People haven't won yet to win. I think he'll get a win over Free Hong Kong. And I'm the only one person who didn't pick Tuna because Tuna's getting as an imposter. But I believe in Debs this week. I feel like he's ready to go. And then I picked Matty like everyone else in the 5. So 4-1 IGN.
You know what? I kind of wish I would have needed an imposter or a Among Us reference counter.
At least 2. At least 2.
But yeah, that is the end of the all the matches. And yeah, we are already at 1:20, so I'm afraid we're probably just gonna have to cut off the show here.
No, no. We have a lot of questions.
No.
Super fast questions.
No,
I can do it. I can do this, Ted. I can do it.
Don't make me deaf in Discord because I will. Don't make me outro this show by myself.
Nice.
I'm sorry. Maybe we'll try to find some other way for Diamond to answer the interview questions at a later date. But
Diamond can always questions in Hero Series chat.
Yeah,
just go. Oh, give me homework.
Or what if Diamond picks his favorite 3 and we do those and then
fine. 3 questions, Diamond.
Favorite 3 questions, go, Diamond.
Okay, I'm just gonna do the based one. Hey, Diamond, do you take my energy? Always based. What's the most important aspect of building a team? 5 seed and 4 seed, and just.
I really want to hear the Isocles question, Diamond.
What's the Isocles question? If you were picking other THLers to round out the suits, who would be Heart? Who would be Club? Who would be Spade? I think Heart has to be Saku. Club. Isn't that this one?
Yeah, it's that one.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
What is a club? Ted, you can be a club. I think you're a club.
Thank you.
All right, that's good.
A spade? I'll call you a spade, Ron.
Nice.
I don't know if it's a compliment or insult.
It's not.
All right.
Don't worry about it.
But,
keep going. What's left?
One more? Okay, any more? Okay, Ted, you pick one more that you think's good.
Wait, really, Diamond? The last.
What?
It's
Okay,
amazing.
you named a heart, a spade, and a club. There's one
And
left. What do you think the diamond would be?
I'm the
Diamond?
diamond.
No, it's obvious by the question that he's the diamond.
No, actually, my wall is the diamond. Oh, I'm gonna do the one. What kind of bear is best? The bear that's in the corner of my camera every time I guest on this show.
Very fair. All right.
That's it. We'll end on that one.
Anyways, thank you
Nice.
all for coming out tonight.
So sad.
Well, all right.
We didn't get the recording.
I'll finish. I'll answer them in chat.
Yeah.
I'll answer them all.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyways, of course, tomorrow night we have Heart Center, Thursday night Tavern Talk, Friday Night Fights, Saturday Salty Saturday. We have Sunday Night Showdown on Sunday. We'll have Schools Down at some point. Monday we have Wild and Out. You know, it's the same every week. Check the Discord content announcements for when the matches will be. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you all for coming out tonight. I've been Ted.
Thank you for bearing with us through these technical difficulties, and I have been saved.
I'm RonMexico.
I'm Diamond. Thanks for having me on the show, guys. It's always fun.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for joining us.
Actually, I'm going to see
Absolutely.
you guys at the end of the season during the championship.
Oh, Bill playing. All right.
There it is.
Well, you know, we'll do it this way. We're going to say it this way. If Diamond wins the championship, he'll get to answer. He'll get to answer all the interview questions on that stream.
Holy. Yeah, I'm
Nice.
okay with that.
All right. Anyways, see you guys.
Have a great night, everyone.